You're watching TSU-TV 98.
Coming up on TSU-TV News 98 live at noon. A typical night out with friends turned horribly tragic in South Carolina. The new questions are about ride-sharing safety.
Plus, students are facing a critical cash problem at the CAF. We'll tell you what's going on. All that and it's SEC week on TSU's campus. See who's our next campus leader will be. Your live TSU TV News 98 News at Noon starts now.
Live from the campus of Tennessee State University in Nashville, this is TSU TV News 98.
Good evening and welcome to TSU TV News 98 live at noon. I'm Kenneth Turner.
And I'm Ahsani White. First tonight is something many of you have problems with is ride shares. When you don't have a car and unable to drive, there are many options now, whether it's public transportation or Uber or Lyft.
As convenient as these alternatives can be, there are also safety precautions that need to be taken after a 21-year-old woman in South Carolina was killed after mistakenly getting into the wrong car. Uber and Lyft have become more and more popular recently, but always make sure you are getting into the correct car. Each car should be marked with an Uber or Lyft sticker and sign. Also be sure to check the app's GPS to see exactly where your driver is and how close they are to picking you up. This will help you time out and find out exactly when your ride will arrive. Explains the precautions to take and make sure you're getting into the correct car safely.
Usually on the Lyft app, they tell me like the name of the passenger and give me a picture of that passenger as well. So I can kind of, look at the name, I can see the picture of the passenger. So then when I pull up to the area, the GPS dot lets me know exactly where they are. Yeah, just make sure it's the right person. Make sure the picture aligns to the picture that's in the your Lyft caller ID, and make sure it's the same license plate number in the same car that shows up in the Lyft ID.
21-year-old Samantha Josephson was killed after getting into a car that she thought was her Uber. The man whose car she got into is now accused of her murder. South Carolina lawmakers are now hoping to create a new law that makes ride-share drivers more identifiable when they're working.
Residents in North Nashville are frustrated with the amount of trash that are in the streets, but some students are changing that. News 98, Armand Bell is on the story.
Furniture, diapers, trash bags, and Burger King bags are just a small portion of trash that lingers in North Nashville. Students from Tennessee State University started an event called Pick Up Nashville, where students go down Jefferson Street and other areas of Nashville to pick up trash and move furniture from the street. Alex Reynolds, a sophomore at Tennessee State University, says it's our duty to keep Jefferson Street and our campus clean.
Being like a student here at Tennessee State, I feel like it's our job to keep the campus clean, and it's even our job to keep Jefferson Street clean because we're the youth, so we're the future, and we have to continue to motivate and move up.
The students are able to receive community service hours for their classes, and some students make sandwiches to feed the homeless as well. It's a great way for students to connect with each other and keep the area clean.
About community service, but it's also about networking, and this event is especially great for students because they can come out, they can work, they can get to see what goes on and people in need, and they can get probably motivated to want to help and reach out and do things in other areas as well, and also meet other people.
The event takes place every third Thursday of each month and will meet up at the Family Dollar on Jefferson Street. Helping clean your area is not just better for your school, it's better for your community. For the TV News 98, I'm Armand Bell.
Of SEC week. Now through Friday, there will be endless campaigning from students running for executive positions for Tennessee State University students. For the Mr. and Miss TSU titles and the leadership of each class. You can see all the candidates and vote through your MyTSU account. The winners will be announced Friday at 3 p.m. at the amphitheater.
Looking for a quick pick-me-up on campus, but your balance is in the red? How to manage your meal plan still ahead on TSU TV News 98, live at noon.
This is TSU TV News 98.
Some students using TSU meal plan are starting to feel the pain of a problem that seems to happen about every time this year.
Their account balance is empty. News 98 Chris Rowland takes a look at the DB or declining balance program.
Every year, students are granted a semester amount of $300 in DB, but the same cycle seems to happen every year where students seem to run out of DB 5 weeks before school is finished. Many schools like Memphis University and Vanderbilt University are granted an amount of $500 in DB. Let's go around and find out what the problem is for students as to why their DB is gone so fast. TSU student athlete Lawrence Agree shares his opinion on the matter.
Yeah, I think we should get more DB. We should get maybe about $500 instead of $300 because I feel like everything in the pie is overpriced anyway, so it should be increased because of that.
The Student Center has up to 4 choices of spending options for your DB, with places like the Pod Market, which is said to be heavily overpriced, Chick-fil-A, Starbucks, and Pizza Hut. Yeah. Is $300 worth of DB enough to hold you throughout the semester? TSU student and food services member Mike Smith shares his outlook on the situation.
The reason why they give us $300 because we got a 7-day meal plan. That's Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week, and they just give $300 because this is gonna last us long enough of the 3 months we're here, plus the 7-day meal plan. So you get a meal plan every day, 3 times a day. You don't need more than 300, but kids feel like we need more, and we actually do need more.
With exactly 5 weeks of school left, most students are down to the remaining amounts of DB. Can they hold on till school and the semester is over with?
For TSU-TV News, I'm Chris Rowland.
TSU Food Services officially say students can add more of their own money onto their DB account. Students have to budget wisely if they want their accounts to last the entire semester without adding additional funds. But with that being said, I know we're hungry out here and, it's getting a little warm. So we're going to be able to have ice cream, or how's our weekend going to be looking with the weather?
Barbecue.
See, I think we're always going to be able to have ice cream, but whether or not you're going to be able to eat the ice cream in the house or outside is definitely debatable. It is warming up, but there are definitely storms coming. There's going to be a very wet weekend. Today, we have a high of 71 degrees. It is mostly sunny with south wind speeds at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, it is mostly cloudy with the highs at about 50 degrees, wind speeds at about 5 miles per hour. And then tomorrow, it's going to be cloudy with showers. The temperature is going to be 67 degrees with south winds at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. For the rest of our weekend forecast, Friday, there's going to be a 30% chance of rain, 72 degrees with the lows of 56. And Saturday, there's going to be a 50% chance of rain, highs in the upper 70s with lows in the lower 60s. Sunday, there's going to be 50% chance of rain, 78 degrees, and the lows at 64 degrees. Into next week, there will be showers and the highs in the lower 70s with lows in the lower 50s. So I don't know if we're going to be able to barbecue just yet, but ice cream is definitely going to be okay inside.
About the ice cream that we're going to be able to have, I just wonder, the weather kind of changes a lot. Like in Nashville, it goes cold to hot, cold to hot, cold to hot.
It's definitely going up and down, but we're slowly progressing into the spring weather, and then we'll be up into summer.
Thank you for the weather today. Coming up on TSU-TV News 98, live at noon, a shocking lose for the Los Angeles Lakers will reveal the NBA star sitting out for the rest of the season.
Now, Tiger Talk on TSU-TV News 98.
You're coming in today talking about the Trap Garden. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, Trap Garden was started by a TSU student, Rob Horton, and it was created out of a need. He was a student here, and he was looking for healthy food sources, and there weren't many around, so he took it into his own hands to start getting students together and community members to learn and grow their own food, so we would have more access to things of that nature.
Did that all start at TSU and then y'all just branched out to different high schools, or how did y'all get out into the community?
Yeah, we got started with TSU. We have an ambassador program, so students can help promote and talk about the mission of Trap Garden, and that was through a Toyota. They gave us a little sponsorship. Elementary schools. We're not too far from here in North Nashville, 37208, a school called Buena Vista. We have a Eat, Grow, Live program where we teach these students about sustainability, what it means to grow fruits, vegetables, herbs, what they look like, what you can do with them before, after, during. So just really expanding on their knowledge of agriculture and sustainability.
Do y'all actually have gardens at the elementary schools and middle schools?
Yeah, most definitely. So just last week, we take steps with them. So we just got in the garden last week. So what we did first was get them to identify what they wanted to grow by asking them what they like on a pizza. So they said stuff like tomatoes, onions, peppers, and this is all things that we can grow outside. So after we chose what they wanted to grow, we thought of a garden name, and we're in between Galaxy Garden, Care Market, and Trap All Day. I kind of like Care Market, but
Was for the names?
yeah, for the names. But we do have the gardens at the school.
All right. What is your aspect about Trap Garden? Do you think? What do you do for the What do you do for the Trap Garden? What's your position?
I'm the garden manager or the project manager. So aside from community morale and recruitment, once we get out there, I help the volunteers, the students, whoever we have out there, as far as what we're doing and imparting knowledge, letting them know little garden tips that they could take home, practices on sustainability, and just being more self-sufficient and aware of the spaces that we're in and how we use them.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming on the show today. Hopefully we can get Trap Garden to spread more throughout Nashville and throughout the state and grow bigger than that. Thank you.
Man, I appreciate that, bro, for sure.
Now, sports on TSU-TV News 98.
Nissan Stadium is set to host the 2019 NFL Draft Experience. Fans can participate in interactive exhibits, virtual reality experiences, and more. The Titans are also expected to unveil newly redesigned uniforms. The event is scheduled for April 25th through the 27th. The Nashville Predators are on the verge of making history. The Predators came out ahead on the road in Buffalo, winning 3-2. Winger Victor Arvidsson scored in 33rd goal of the season in only his 55th game. If the Predators want a shot at the playoffs, they need to figure out a win against Colorado, Winnipeg, and Las Vegas. LeBron James will sit out his last 6 games of the Lakers season. President of Basketball Operations Magic Johnson and the general manager assisted James in his decision due to a groin injury. So far, the Lakers have gone 28-27 with James in their lineup. And all that, it was a sad day in my hometown, Miami, last night with D-Wade retiring, man.
That's great. I mean, it's sad, but it's great at the same time.
I literally didn't even know Dwayne Wade retired. Like, what did y'all do for him? Did they do anything special in the city?
Well, they basically shut the whole city down for him. He had 30 points in his last game, so that's about it for him.
Yeah, that's good. At least they're being respectful to him. Coming up on TSU-TV News 98, live at noon, Racing for a Cure, the local event raising awareness for breast cancer, plus hear how fans are saying goodbye to a well-loved rapper who lost his life to gun violence.
Now, your entertainment news on TSU-TV 98.
Friends and family join together to mourn the loss of musical legend, community activist Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey was fatally shot in the loss of Sunday night in front of his store, Marathon Clothing. 2 other people was injured, but are expected to expected to be okay. Police say they have caught the man suspect of the murder. A candlelight will be held Saturday at 6:30 p.m. in Nashville's Public Square. TSU students, we need your vote. We've lost the lead in the Home Depot Retool Your School program. We could win up to $5,000. Head to the website retoolyourschool.com to vote. Voting ends April 15th. The 5th annual Cracker Barrel Old Community Store Sister Struck took place this past Saturday at Hartley Park. The goal of Sister Struck is to highly aware about the issue of breast cancer in the women of color. It also provides information on community resources. For information on how you can support the movement or attend other city tours, log on to raceonline.com.
That's all we have for this edition of TSU-TV 98, live at noon.
Join us this time next week for more TSU-TV news you can use. Good night.